What's up guys, it's Nick. Today I'm going to be showing you how to turn a paper bag into a planter. So recycle. This is simple and easy to do. Stay tuned guys. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the size of the planter I want. So there's two sizes here. A bigger can for a bigger planter, smaller can for a smaller planter. You could obviously use the whole bag if you really want to make a huge planter, but for my demonstration I'll show you how to make a small bag, and I have two bags here. I have a smaller bag, I'll make a smaller planter out of that, and then I have this big bag here and I'll make a bigger planter. So super simple. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop this bottom out to where it's flat. Now that I got the bottom ripped out, you can, it's just better to just remove these, to be honest, so that you don't have them, they break down a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer for them to break down. The idea for this planter is to be able to take it, and once your seedlings get a certain size, you can just take this whole planter and then just either plant it in a bigger planter that you made out of like recycle bags as well, or you can plant it directly into the ground and it'll break down naturally over time. So now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these scissors and I'm going to cut right up the middle, and then I'm going to open this thing up. So now I have the whole thing opened up. This is where you're going to take your cans, or you can use other things other than cans. It's basically whatever size you want. You can see how much cardboard we have here to work with. So for this, actually, for the size of these planters, I could even cut this in half and make two. So I went ahead and cut these in half. So I have two separate bags here, or one bag, two separate sections, and now the fun begins. So you want to take your can and start it. You're going to start it a little bit higher in the middle, like right here, because what you're going to do is you're going to use this for the base. So let's go ahead and roll this up. And now you have this big ugly bottom here. So once this is rolled up, you can cut this, like I would half it down here, so your can's up here. And I would half the distance down here, and then I would just cut it with the scissors. Basically this is what we have now. I cut this off, and you take the can and you go ahead and just push that in like that. Smash it down nice and tight to where it sits up on its own. At this point you just have this up top, so you just eject the can and then you can start forming this, and you do this slowly by just bringing the side line. So you just slowly bring it in. And if it's not sitting quite right, you can take it and you can push the bottom in a little bit more, like a little reverse cup. So it sits a little bit better, a little neater for you. And there you go. You fill this with soil, and you can put this in like a Tupperware container. You just set it in a Tupperware container. You can fill the soil. I fill it almost to the top, and then you can plant your seeds in here, or you can plant a starter plant. And then eventually, and this holds it pretty well, so this folds right here that I rolled it over and rolled it over and rolled it over. So this is to make sure like this doesn't come undone. So now it's like pretty sturdy. Once you get the soil in there and once you get it wet, it'll kind of form up a little bit better. But essentially, yeah, you have a planter here. Literally takes no time to make, and it's free, and you can plant this directly in the ground, and you're doing some recycling. And what your planters will look like is this right here. This is an apple tree that I planted from seed, and I stuck it in the Tupperware container. As you can see, it doesn't fall over. This came unwound, but not a huge deal because I'm going to plant this once this grows. I'll plant this actually in a bigger container, and I did these as well. So these are actually cuttings that I'm trying to grow for my parents' tree, but like I said, these things work really nicely. Real sturdy. They've been watered. There's water sitting in the bottom right now, and the integrity of the actual cardboard planter hasn't deteriorated enough to cause any problems. So, and I've had this 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks now. So, yeah, they hold up pretty well. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe. I got a lot of other videos, and have a great night. Happy holidays, everyone.